The Hytale community is going into complete overload right now, and a really important debate has slowly been stirring, bubbling to the surface with each passing week of 2019, and I think it's finally reaching a boiling point. I wanted to take a week off to discuss this problem, the issues with Hypixel's communication, or lack thereof it, and the rising concerns around the game's quality and eventual release. Not long ago, avid gamers lined the Reddit and website, dissecting blog posts and theorizing mechanics in preparation for the next big title, but after a complete breakdown of communication throughout autumn, and with a long, cold winter ahead, things are looking more worrisome than ever when it comes to Hytale. Welcome back to Kweebec Corner. My name is Connor, and today we're going to answer why Hytale hasn't launched yet, investigate why blog posts have stopped, and explore what effects silence can have for a development company and their relationship with the public. This is the Hytale debate. Don't worry, this video totally has a silver lining and there's no hate intended towards the Hytale team, strictly constructive criticism. This video is also sponsored by Server Pro. Server Pro has everything you need to host the next big Hytale server. With custom host names and support for modding and scripting, why not start your adventure today and grab a Minecraft server that you can swap over once Hytale is launched? So, why hasn't Hytale launched yet? Short answer is it's not ready. Long-winded answer is that games can take years to develop and get right, even after announcing the title or showing a launch trailer. Especially if your launch trailer is getting 50 million views, it kinda bumps the expectations up a little bit. Heading back to the drawing board is probably a huge pull after a glimpse at global success, despite what certain YouTubers or news outlets will have you believe, with clickbait titles and promises of a beta like 3 months ago. Comparisons to Minecraft are irrelevant here. As one user put it, Minecraft is a whole different beast that begun a genre and bolstered businesses for thousands of young creators and entrepreneurs. Hytale isn't necessarily building a genre, but it might be redefining one. While Minecraft had years of alpha and beta phases, I think it's safe to say that with far more funding and a much bigger team at the wheel, it won't be such a long beta stretch for Hytale. With blog posts releasing and new information fueling a hungry community, Hytale took center stage in many people's minds. Videos, theories, fan art, you name it, someone was probably already considering it for Hytale. And then nothing. The team stopped putting out blog posts and went silent, only with promises of more updates soon and a guarantee that work was being done. It's safe to say people began getting a little concerned. Is the company in trouble? Will the game ever come out? Is there even a game? Seriously, there's been some pretty crazy conspiracies about the release of this game. A nomination at the Golden Joystick Awards and a Halloween teaser image later, and anticipating fans were starting to get weary. Time for PR, but not time for updates? Communication? What started as a promising relationship slowly devolved into a frosty aggravation. User after user took to Reddit to have their say, post after post, video after video, even I had some comments on the matter. Before long, I think it's safe to say that the team over at Hypixel probably got the message. Bombarded no longer with happy and awaiting fans, but met with anger and sometimes simply curious users, desperate for another drop of information. But despite being promised more, we just haven't seen anything. Reddit is angry, search results are dropping, and more people are complaining about the game. People had their theories. Perhaps they were gearing up for beta. Maybe they stumbled on some legal issues. Well, the community soon discovered that a team member's position was dedicated to creating the blog posts. Could they have been grinding out posts, prepping to schedule them weekly for the next 6 months? With what they say is a dedicated position for writing blog posts, why the silence? Why no new posts or even slight teasers? Well, as I mentioned in a previous video, Noxy soon made a long tweet thread addressing the silence and the growing discontent, claiming that a lot of key systems were currently undergoing changes and that it would be a disservice to showcase things that may not even be in the final game, or at least not finally realized. He also said that he recognizes the increasing divide between developers and community. He admitted fault on behalf of the team and later assured us some updates in the coming weeks. With this being one of the only guiding statements the community has had to go on for months, as a developer, Noxy's job was and is to stand by this. With that, the hype was reignited, albeit with slightly less trust, and for good reason, some believing the next post to drop the following week, while others a little more skeptical. Of course, more disappointment was found when almost a month had gone by and still, nothing. Why? Why promise and not deliver? Even with the golden joysticks passing by, nothing significant mentioned, just a chance for the game to be seen by more people and awarded for what some now believe to be only a dream of an experience. Timelines, people. Expectations can make us really impatient. In reality, Hytale hasn't even been public knowledge for a full year. Some games, for example, announce up to half a decade before actually releasing, some without an early access or beta phase at all. In relative game development terms, it would actually be incredible to see the team churn out an entire game before 2020. Of course, the community was quick to point out that Hytale as a game has actually been in development for a few years now, only more recently receiving investments from the likes of Riot Games. The trailer also appears to show off lots of gameplay, but it's clear to see that while this was filmed in-game, a lot of these events seem more scripted. Looking at blog posts and public releases, as well as the fact that they advertise their own in-game camera systems, can probably attest to this. But that's not the point. People are really mad. They want answers, and not hearing anything is worrying. Some even hope that with the anniversary of the trailer on the horizon, the team are bound to have something planned, which is great, but again, that's not the point. At the end of the day, people are mad because of the lack of communication. Not that there isn't an update or blog post in of itself, but the fact that the team can't seem to explain why there isn't, warn us that there won't be, and end up promising that they can deliver this in the first place when they can't. If they can't deliver on the promise of updates, how can they promise to deliver on anything else, including a well-polished, fun gaming experience? If they released a beta date, how do you know they would stick to it? As a company, they don't have a huge roster of IPs to go back and check, which means they also don't have many games of their own to learn from, other than related and similar titles in the Hypixel server. Regardless, one thing the community can agree on is that a solidified date is key to avoid increasing disinterest. Let's not forget that having the date is also key to marketing. The team know if they set a date, more eyes than ever will be watching when the time comes, and of course more pressure than ever will be put on them to get it right, but it will also generate more hype, more natural advertisement, and in turn eventual sales of users. So it's well within their interest to set a date and get it public. The fact that they haven't suggests that they may not even know themselves. Games like Cube World and No Man's Sky have suffered from such cases, where extensions of timelines and lack of communication were the downfall of success. Cube World's developer isn't comparable to a full team, but it's key to highlight how disconnected your idea can become. How alienated from what originally drew people in when you don't communicate or seek feedback for a long period of time. No Man's Sky, while a AAA title, failed to uphold its own promises on all fronts, and received a huge amount of backlash because of it. With these releases in its wake, Hytale should surely be trying to avoid the same problems. These ethics are what build a game's relationship with an audience, and players need to understand and respect the developer's intentions and stay updated in the process. So what can Hypixel do to fix all of this? Well, they can start off by doing what they just did, actually, as I'm recording this, which is post on Reddit about the current state of the community and how there should be a blog post today or next Friday. Noxy replied to a thread on Reddit, whoa! Almost exactly in line with the 1-year anniversary. Perhaps that was their intention, but they've ended up pushing it forward to meet the community needs, in which case we should probably salute them. At the end of the day, we can only assume they've heard our cries, and hopefully, having gone through the fire, they come out a better and bolder company that can stay in touch with its fanbase and keep providing amazing teasers for their upcoming title. While we wait with eager eyes for what comes next, I think the next blog post will undoubtedly shift our focus to 2020, with more news bound to flood in then as the team begin to wrap up some of those system overhauls and finally provide some more content. What does knowing there's a light at the end of the tunnel mean for you guys? Please let me know, as I've tried to be as unbiased as possible using this video and a bunch of Reddit threads to correct myself, make sure I don't cross any lines. So thank you for taking the time to watch the Hytale debate. Thank you also for watching Kweebec Corner. Stay safe and keep free.